that as soon as it's dry enough, or he's not creating a bigger hazard, he's gonna grade that off. And he doesn't have any issues with grading it off to slope it away from both of those roads. And as I told him I would give him like 2 weeks after weather allowed him to do it. So I'm assuming after this little spat, I don't see anything too drastic coming up in the future that should allow it to dry out. Now dealing with that because he already dug it up, so now it's like softer. So it's a lot softer, muddier than a field because the field hasn't been worked right now. So he tried to get in there one time and just actually Frontier tried to get in there, and they drug mud everywhere just to try to fix the phone line. So I've got faith, and I'm going to bank on that he's going to do what he says he's going to do as soon as it dries out, and I'll be watching now. And he knows I'll be coming down. I've gone down there like 3 or 4 times now.
Well, he wants to divert all that water to his pond too. That's why.
Well, and eventually, yes, it'll all go to his pond, and then it'll filter through into the lake. So that actually will let a lot of that sediment settle out. So far, he's been very good with me. When I go to talk with him, like I said, I've been down there 3 or 4 times. He's agreed, and actually, we've got a contract that we're working on that he wants to have that part of his road paved, and he's going to pay for it. So he's willing to and wanting to fix what we need fixed on Diane and Sellers, knowing that we're going to have say so in the other party, though he's wanting to pay for it.
Well, I guess on this one I'm going to be from Missouri. I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, I will.
Yeah.
Well, he really wants that paved, and so before we go and do anything like that, and I told him before we do any work on, I forget what that name of that road is, but it makes a little U shape there. That other will be done. He's like, yep, it will be. So I've got to trust him at his word. Like I said, he's been very good with me. Did make a joke with him that apparently you don't make a lot of friends around here. And he chuckled and acknowledged that. Yeah. There's a lot of people that are disgruntled with him, and he knows that. But so far, he's worked well with me. So as soon as things are dry enough, I'll expect him to do that finish grading.
So is this U-shaped road a private road? I don't
No.
see a U-shaped road on here.
It's Monte Carlo. It's probably too small to even be on the map, but it's between East Diane and
Woodbridge.
Woodbridge. Yeah.
Yeah, I just have a hard time understanding why anybody with any common sense would have done what he did and left the situation like it was. I mean,
well, again, he says he was planning to have that all done, but then he went out, his son got injured in California, he was out there, then he got sick or injured.
He had something going on.
And so it wasn't until like late January when he actually came back and was able to do anything.
Yeah, and by then the ground was froze hard.
Yeah. It froze hard and then turned to mud. But, so I'm willing to give him a couple weeks once things dry out to say, okay, get it graded, and I guess I've got to trust him on that.
Gary, you quoting Missouri's motto, I'll quote Ronald Reagan, trust but verify.
Yeah.
That's right.
You're all dating yourself.
No, I'm done. So on new business, I just bring this up. I saw this again last night as I went to Amboy Township's meeting and on the way back. So the bad windstorm that we had on Camden Road at the corner of Camden and Tripp, I believe it is. There was a barn that blew down just south of Camden on Tripp Road, and it scattered tin in a northeasterly direction from there. And there's a big chunk of tin laying in the Camden Road right of way, just within a couple, 2-3 feet of the edge of the road, and it's still there. You know, a responsible property owner would have cleaned up the mess. But what concerns me is if we get another high wind, you know, that piece of metal could be picked up and blown in the road and hit a vehicle, you know. why can't one of our guys
Okay.
in a truck go out there and pick that up and eliminate the problem?
Do you know how big it is?
Well, it's something that
I'll get it later. I know them people. He's not in good health right there. Them people that,
Who is that?
it's, Don Aldridge is his name. They're not in good health. The Amish was down there helping them. They put their roof back on, but they didn't get everything cleaned up. I don't know if the metal came from their roof, the people on the east side, or the guy with the sewer, what the Roto-Rooter guys. I don't know if it was one of them two. I think it came from the east side of the road though.
yeah,
Either way, if you happen to pick it up, that's
I'll
fine.
stop.
I can have a guy, even one of our patchers can go out there and throw it on the one time.
it needs to be removed.
Okay.
Cause it's a potential hazard.
Okay, approved resolution number 25-003 for VinDOT contract. 25-5108.
Move to approve.
Support.
I think this is roll call.
So what is this for?
You wanna read the resolution? I read it in the packet.
Yeah.
This is the Concord hearing,
When I had you reread it.
this is for, it'll have to be for the Concord hearing in, Jonesville,
Yeah,
Federal Lake.
yeah.
The original roads were Sterling, Herring, and Crump.
Somehow there's. It's Concord, Herring, and Jonesville.
This reads Sterling along Herring.
Let me go grab the contract.
Wait a minute, I'm just reading it wrong.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Crossroads.
those are the crossroads.
You scared me.
Phew, I was like scared too.
I'm like, I copied it.
Concord Road from
Contract.
US 12 to Sterling, along Herring Road from M49 to Crump, and along Jonesville Road from Squires to McLean, which includes aggregate shoulders and pavement markings for that contract.
This is aggregate shoulders. Is that gravel or
Yes.
limestone?
Aggregate, or gravel, stone,
Why don't we get limestone shoulders?
because it costs twice as much.
But they last 3 times as long. I don't know if they last 3 times as long. That.
On the road, where it stays compacted and stuff, I would say yes. On the shoulders, a lot of it gets bladed off, or there's just not the compaction there that,
You won't pack like gravel will or berm.
Jonesville Road needs
as much as you have to go back. It's
shoulders
it's
bad.
normally cheaper. I mean, yes, you could do limestone, but
Mark Kites keeps calling me about, they're telling me about that.
Jonesville Road, yeah, there's some that's probably 8 inches. Drop on.
A couple spots on Melons Road too.
Well, after this, 2 or 3 of these heavy rains, there's
a lot of them.
places
Yeah.
on Pittsford Road, you know, going down the tops of hills, that there's some big trenches.
We just met with Chris from Kendrick from MDOT yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
And so there's a lot of little issues. There's another washout down 49. There's a few of them like that we're gonna look at doing for them. But we're gonna look at milling the intersection of 49 and 12. There it's all pushed.
Yeah, that needs.
So that's gonna get us, the way it sounds, it's gonna get a quick fix this year. But he's gonna submit to redo that entire radius and everything and make it all concrete back far enough where they're not pushing the asphalt anymore.
It needs to be
What
done.
needs to be
Cause
done.
that's what it is concrete underneath and asphalt on top, and the
Yeah.
trucks are just pushing it on that
Pushing
concrete.
the asphalt it is.
So he's submitting a project to re-concrete that entire thing and actually move the curbing back on the southwest corner to allow the trucks to turn there easier. I asked him about Melons Road too, but it's not in the plan.
Well, you're gonna have craters there before long.
That being said, I thought Chris is gonna be all right to work with.
Yeah, he is. He's very good to work with.
This is the first time I met him yesterday.
Oh, yeah? No, I met him quite a lot of times.
Yeah.
He should run the Adrian
Yeah,
garage.
He would call.
No, he seems to be very good to deal with, and if we have an idea, hey, we'd like to do this, he's like, oh, do it, you know? And he'll readjust the budget
he
to make
said he'd work
it
about it.
fit, and so.
He always used to call and say, Mark, I need you.
I'm gonna say also with this resolution, it's to authorize Bob to execute the contract also, to sign it.
We just need a motion.
I move we approve the.
Yeah,
we
we already
already
did.
Oh, do we
Yeah.
have?
Kathy, Mark,
We already did.
Now it's roll
I
call.
supported it.
Must have been
Okay,
awful quiet.
sorry.
Well, we had to have an explanation
Now it's
because
a
the
roll call.
manager started thinking that we were gonna approve something we weren't supposed to.
Yeah, I was like scared.
He was on the wrong
Bob
road.
Godfrey,
Yes.
Mike Harney,
Yes.
Gary Leineger,
Yes.
Kathleen Schmidt,
Yes,
and Mark Klein.
Yes.
Right. Now, favorite thing to do. Approve 2025 township contract. I'm just gonna read the townships.
Yeah,
Woodbridge, Cambria, Adams.
we can't do Adams, though, can we?
Just Brown.
Just would take
Just
out
the
that
brown
one
road.
contract is all.
we already withdrew it.
Yeah,
It
all the
was,
rest
it
of
was
them are good.
stricken from the agenda at the beginning.
And it's not in this packet.
It's not in that package.
Okay, good.
I
looked
took it
at
out.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I would have moved to approve the, Woodbridge, Cambria, and Adams Township projects that were left on the agenda.
Alright.
Any more discussion? If not, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same.
What is the amount?
Just double it, cause it got put in at 50%, it should be 100% for the material. So they're 21, that's their material. They're 21.8, we doubled it, 25, or whatever that is.
I, got a message from the clerk.
42.
40,
You just under,
43 something.
Stole my stuff.
43 something. There you go.
I was like 20.
It was working in my head.
You knew what you wanted.
Yeah, that contract just was missed it, where it says 50%, and it multiplied it out at 50%, not 100%.
We'll have to explain that to him. Hopefully they'll be understanding.
Good luck on that.
Does Brown Road also run up into Moscow?
yeah.
Yes,
Goes
Okay.
even north of Hillsville County.
but the paved part goes up to, Sterling Road.
And
that's-
North Adams.
And that's where it turns to gravel, and that's Moscow.
Well,
No,
the
it's-
paved part north of Addison is Moscow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's paved, when you get up towards Addison Road is that section that is falling apart, that's in Moscow Township.
Okay, that's the
Before it
portion
gets to
that
gravel.
I've always heard about.
Yeah.
Yep.
That one's done.
And I believe, I don't know if I told you last meeting, but Moscow is elected not to do anything other than what they're getting stoned from Stone Cold this year.
Yeah, that's what you said. And the people who live on Addison Road are not happy.
Well, I thought you were gonna say the people living on House Neck Road are not happy.
They're not happy either. What do we got here?
I think that's the one, oh, there. There we go. Those, done.
We need to date these.
I don't date them, I let them.
No,
do it.
we'll take care of that.
I got one individual that lives on the Adams Township side of Addison Road. He says that we should just gravel the Adams Township side of Addison Road.
Just split it down the center.
Let Moscow fend for themselves.
It's too bad.
You just have more to sign. I did have a, wait a minute, I guess I can make this comment now. I had a call from a Moscow Township resident, an email regarding when you were gonna be out grading the roads in Moscow Township. Twice this week, I got
As
that email.
soon as
Dries up.
dries up a little bit.
So you haven't
They've
been out
been,
grading
they've been
at all?
out wherever they can, but they're not hitting like the wet spots to turn them into mud. Once they dry up a little bit, we'll grade them all. Once that's done, they're gonna turn right back around and start in Camden, and that'll be the start of the brine. And so we'll grade, go from Camden north, and then east, south, and we'll zigzag up and down this year.
That part of Addison still had setting water in
That's done.
those areas.
They were out.
I know that, cause I know my part of Denning still has to sit,
They've been
not
out trying
much,
to let the water off where they can.
not
but
much, but
There's
Do you
1,200
know,
miles of road.
Yeah,
it was Mike Carpathian that emailed me, where does, he lives in Moscow Township, he told me his road, I can't remember what he said.
Mike, I know,
You don't know?
Yep.
I got a call from Cantrell that lives on Mock Road and claimed that, it looked like somebody's been on the road doing gold mining because the water ran across it.
We had quite a few washouts
Yeah.
that we had to go, I mean, literally like run to because some of them are so deep
deep.
that
I said-
Gold mining?
Yeah, I said, hopefully they find some gold and we'd all be able to share it.
Well, I will say on Milnes Road, there south of Gly's, there's quite a culvert, divot, crater next to the road. And that's kind of a flat portion, I'm not sure why that's happening in front of that stone house,
south of Glide.
south of Gly's.
Just before you get to Mock Road.
And actually, there was a lot of erosion right there on the corner, on that mouth of Mock Road, west of Milnes. And then the other bad spot I see is north of North Adams Road, and now that's part of a hill issue, I think, but those are the two large craterings I'm seeing on Milnes Road.
Did you see the corn stalks across Milnes Road at Lance's? Where the water come down
Oh, no.
to Milnes
Yeah,
Road
yeah, no, I missed it.
and it
Oh,
pushed
yeah, I saw those,
corn
yeah,
stalks
yeah,
right
yeah.
over the road and
Yeah.
right on the other side.
Yeah, I was wondering what those were.
Yeah.
Shoot,
Yep.
not a problem.
Again?
Moved on very much.
Well,
Okay,
there's,
And then on Melons Road, I wanna say south of Houseneck Road, somebody's done some fill in there, I don't know if it's the farmer. It looks like black dirt, are we concerned if it's black dirt?
I don't know what they've done.
How close is it to the road?
Oh, they filled in a crater alongside the road, is what they did.
with black dirt,
It appeared black, I'm not gonna say it was black dirt.
Could have been Millings. if
that's
it
what I
was
wondered.
You think it was Melanie, you think it was
Yeah.
us?
could've
Okay.
been.
Where at?
Um,
South of Hosnick, you said?
It's either south of Houseneck or just, maybe just north of Houseneck, north of Houseneck. So like I said, if it was the county, I was surprised they didn't get those other bad ones. So that's why I was wondering if it wasn't the county, but again, somebody filled in those craters along the road there. So, anyway,
I had a hole on Buckeye too, I put a flag in it. Last year, someone put the flag wherever the barrel.
Where on Buckeye, between
Trip,
which
Right
crossroads?
on Trip Road, I moved the flag where last year someone put the flag on, just off Buckeye, just east of 99, someone last year where it washed out, there's a culvert right there, the first place. Last year it washed out, someone put a flag in the road. It's been there all winter, all summer. Well, now last week, someone come out and added another barrel, put a barrel there. Well, it just washed off the road. Well, Tuesday they was out, someone come out and picked up the barrel, but they didn't bother picking up the flag that was still in the ditch laying there. They got the barrel, yeah, so I stopped and got the flag yesterday and put it in the hole, the knee-deep hole, or waist-deep hole at the corner of Buckeye and Trip.
Wow.
So it's there.
Did you get that, Bob?
I got it.
There's gotta be a culvert shot or something.
Mhm.
Is there a culvert there?
I believe so.
Try to blow it out. All right,
oh, I do have one more question.
yes?
Sorry. I see we have a lot of culverts out in the yard. Is that because of work we're doing, or did we just stockpile some culverts?
We stockpile them because when we do the order, the steel price, because the steel fluctuation is only good for like 60 days.
Okay,
And so you order a bulk of them for the year.
okay,
And so it stacks up and then we go through them throughout the year.
alright.
Especially the way it's.
Most of those are the 12-inch like drive culverts.
Okay,
And as they get bigger, we get fewer of them. We don't need as many, but,
so we're not oversupplied back there then?
oh no, by no means.
Okay,
we're about to order more.
Yeah.
driveway ones.
I would order as quick as you possibly can.
Oh, I know.
Because steel's going up big time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You got anything else? Pat? Anything? No?
You guys probably don't wanna hear me anymore. I got a list.
If you gotta give me the list, yeah, right.
It's just training,
Right.
it's just like training, like I say, it's just nonsense stuff, where like on my road, on Buckeye Road, the bridge is right there, I'm on Buckeye and Gilbert, back from Buckeye and Gilbert. The bridge is this deep on both sides of the bridge, where the water can't even get off the bridge. Scrape all that dirt down on the road where they need it. Last summer, they stoned my whole road and down Gilbert Road. But the 4 spots where that it washes out every year, they stopped and they didn't put any stone right there. And the 4 spots that need it, the only spots that's low, they could have did them 4 spots and not did the whole road. It's like, who trains? How does
Well,
anyone?
some of that is, the township dictates where some of that gravel goes. And if that's where they want it, that's where it goes.
Well, I'm sure the township wants it in the worst spot. They don't want it where it's good. Where the last 10 years, where the road's low and it's terrible every year, you seem like you put it there where it's bad every year.
But we still have to go where the township wants it.
Well, the township, they follow you around and
They,
tell you
they,
you gotta put
they
it
give
here.
us a map. On some of the townships, they give us a map as to where you want
I
it.
know, but you guys, they did the whole road. They did, except for the spots where I took my tractor down and de-bermed it that needed it. That never got it. They just stopped and skipped past it, and it goes, it's like, you did the whole road, you stopped here, huh?
If you give me a list,
Senseless.
give me a list of what you got, I'll put it.
I can ride around with you. What do you do? Can I ride around with you sometime?
Not right now.
I mean, anytime, I'll ride anytime.
If you
I
give
can
me a
show
list,
you
if you're
hundreds
ready-
of spots that men could take a shovel and get the water off the road, you know, one shovel.
The trail continues into Portugal.
Okay,
Seeing all the ladies,
there's nothing else, anybody else got anything?
you know,
We can stay in the journey.
all right.
Thank you.